I did a video on the 29th or 30th. Might even been yesterday. Shoot, I don't remember. I slept 24 hours. I've done so many of them. But anyway, I did it on thin and crazy shapes, and this was a piece that I done. And I said then I was going to show you how to pressure flake it. Well, it's a little thicker than this piece of glass. So I had a piece of window pane glass here, and that's what I'll do the pressure flaking on it, because that might even make better sense to you than on something thicker. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to black this area out through here with my magic marker, and we're going to try to teach you how to pressure flake, or show you how thin stuff without breaking it. Because everybody's using slabs nowadays, it seems like it's all they want to use. So anyway, I don't blame them. As much as material costs, I use them too. When I got $5 material, that's the first thing I do is I slab it. I slab it about 1 inch thick or something and go with it. But anyway, what we want to do, the first thing you want to do is get your pressure flaker. And you want to take a file. You want to make sure you got a good, sharp, rounded tip. And my friend Jim Hooper or Hopper, I never could say his name right. We were good friends. I don't know why. I just always call him Jim, the frog man. I met him way back yonder, the first nap-in Don Calberg ever had in Texas. I think it might have been in the early 90s or late 80s. I'm not really sure. But he came to Texas to learn how to flatten out percussion. And he was going to show us how to do flake over grind in exchange. And he would hold his points like this and come down this way on them. And that's the key to doing this. And I don't understand it why, because I'm not too good with geometry, but I do understand angles. I used to be pretty good at shooting billiards, but I can see angles and figure them out, but I don't understand that much about them, but it makes sense. So what I'm going to do, I'm trying to find something that'll really, I always get aggravated. People get ready to do a video and they don't have anything ready. And I thought I had it all right here. Here we go. This is the marker I was looking for. Now it's just putting out good. All the other markers, I guess, got too cold when we had that freezing weather. All right, can you see the blue on it, on this piece of glass? So I'm gonna run pressure flakes down. Now I'm gonna try to explain to you on this square piece of material right here. Here's a better, straighter edge right here. I'm not laying the point on there. I'm laying this thing flat on there, just about below the middle line. I'm just setting it flat. Not like this, but flat. Then I start coming up and pressuring down. And the pressure slides that tip down and it pulls that flake off. So that's the thing that I said you need to understand. You watch a lot of people do it, and you think they're just sticking the tip of that point in there immediately and coming off. But on the thinner stuff, you got to have it below the center line, but you pull down. So we're going to take this piece now. And I think I finally got it set up. I wish I had a little better block to hold it with. I think this will do. All right, I'm going to put it right there flat and pull down. Okay, can you see where it removed that blue in that flake? Now, very seldom do you see flake over grind stuff that's super thin, much wider than, I don't know, inch and a half, probably. But you can run long, wide flakes, especially a little thicker, and build up more pressure. So let's go down this thing and see how it goes. I'm going to lay it up there, below the center line, pop the flake off, went the same distance as the other one, right there. Come on down. Get one go a little further. There we go. That went all the way past the blue line. I applied a little more pressure on it before I started to cut it off. All right, laying it right there. I'm going the same distance just about. Yeah. Then get focused in the camera there. Now when I get out here on the very tip, I might put that point on that very tip edge. Now I got to make me a platform. This is a square edge, and I beveled it by chipping like this. And I had to, it was still square right there. So now we're gonna do this opposite side and see if we can come in and make a meet. And I'm gonna put this blue marker on it right where these edges in. I'm gonna go in each one of them. It's gonna be kind of like a little mountain range or something you're looking at. So I read them further enough that all I got to do is probably maybe a half of an inch on this tip here. And I'm checking my point. Got a little burr on it. I'm gonna grind it down a little bit on this piece of rock, grinding stone here. So this is all I've got to. I keep raising up. I'm trying to get a close up down here where you can see. And I'm sorry I get out of the camera range. But this is as further as I've got to go right here to remove that blue. I hope that shows up for you. So we're gonna get right on the point. Pull down, pull down, pull down. All right, it's all gone with this wider spot here. Now we're gonna come down with it. This flake run all the way across, just about. It ran, oh, this old stupid tape measure swore out. It ran exactly 1 inch right there where it played out. So I'm hoping this will help you. Now, we come back and do the other side. I'm gonna set me a platform up on the other side. And this is where if you have a grinder or something like that, you could just turn it in the grinder and turn it on an angle and have your platform just in a matter of seconds. I had no grinder. I gave it away. Motor burned up in it. I think I might have got it from Jim. I don't know. I got it from somebody. And back in the early 90s, I was grinding and making points. And I think I got 2 of them I kept. I give them all to my grandkids. All right, I'm not going to go much further on this. Try to keep this video simple and sweet. I'll make one more pass right here, raise this edge up a little bit. This doesn't require any strong mass or strength. Like when I'm pressure flaking something this wide, like I'm gonna make a bent and I'm trying to run pressure flakes all the way across, this is all percussion right here. It takes a lot, you have to have an issue stick and really get in it to run those flakes. But when you're doing glass, it's so compressed and so is obsidian. And what I mean by that is if you look at this pressure pad I got right here, if you see all these little holes in it and how rough it is, there's air pockets behind every one of those. So that's like a piece of sandstone. So if you hit it doing percussion work, your shock waves start hitting those air pockets and bouncing out. Well, you can take a razor blade and magnify it, do it, and it looks like this or even worse if you magnify it enough. But obsidian and glass is so compressed, you don't have that many air pockets, and it doesn't take that much pressure to run the flakes across. And that's why if you use something like opal, there's a little piece of opal I was fooling with, you just barely touch it and the flakes go across. It takes no strength or anything like that to run them up to like an inch or half an inch. Now, we're going to show you right here. I'm just tipping them right on down. That one all the way across. And I'm not even holding it pressure here. I've just got it balanced on the back of my finger right here. And then this one's kind of keeping it a little on level there. But I mean, I'm not bowing down like this. I'm just sitting there. Okay, now we're going to do this other side. Come across and meet it. And I forgot to put the ink on that one so you can see how far it ran. It ran halfway. And I did run them an inch right here across. So I'm doing this narrow edge because it don't take as much time as I do the whole thing. But now I got to run them. Let me get my blue pen. That's where I got to run them. I hope that shows up better. Put my hand behind it like that. Now we're going to start out here on the furthest way. Okay, there it is. I didn't, this is still square up here, that's why I didn't take that out. And that one didn't run, didn't run too far right there, and that too good a platform set up. Go ahead and knock it out. Man, it was in the teens last week, and it's 78 degrees right now. It's crazy. I don't care who you are. We're on a second pass down, see if you want to make it better. To show you what to do to make it better, I'm going all the way down with a second pass, like that. Let's see. That's good enough. We run one as wide as it is right there. But I'm gonna make a second pass on this side. Oh, that piece of glass in the back of my hand stuck on my pressure flaker. This is where I break them. Shoving down so hard trying to turn that edge up. I snap them doing that more than I do anything else. Put too much oomph behind it. And that's turning pretty good. That ought to make a second pass. And something else on this when you're doing it, you don't want to grind real hard. I'm gonna make another pass this other way and show you what I'm talking about. I'm gonna turn this edge this way and come back and make another pass. Just gonna do it about half an inch there. All right, see this? 1, 2. Just barely lightly rubbing on it. You don't grind it real thick. It doesn't take much grinding, get the dust off of it. And it still kind of feels a little sharp. But when you come up here with your tool flat like that and come down, it'll catch on that little bitty edge. And it's amazing how far you can run flakes off that little sharp edge. Well, I shouldn't say sharp, but it's sure not dull. Wish I'd have colored that one. But anyway, I hope that helps you out. Put the tool flat ways, below the center line, and lift up. We're going to do it right here. No worries running a flake across here. We're going to go ahead and do it again. I'll show it one more time. Try to explain it a little better. All right. See what I'm getting in here. I got it flat way, and I'm coming up with my arm like this. Just rocking it up. Just like a sewing machine going down through there. Similar line. There we go. Hope y'all have a blessed day. Hope that helps you out on pressure flaking. If you're having trouble with breaking stuff, I work solid slabs for my knife blades lots of time, and I will break them sometimes because I bite up too heavy. Here's one I broke. I thought I had a piece, and I didn't practice what I was preaching. I was running these across there, and when I got somewhere up here, I had a friend come in. It's always like, I don't know why, it seems like when the phone rings or because I'm talking, and I looked down there and I had that tip, and I was squeezing real hard because I tried to run them a long ways, and it popped right off. So if I'd paid attention to what I was doing, I might have saved myself some time because I got a towel saw and I bevel these edges with it. And see how long it takes when you go down through here to do it. It's not near as good of a job. And this is thick enough that I would use an issue stick. My issue stick's over in the other corner where I flake outside the door. So we're going to take the sharp little pointed one here that I've been using, and I'm going to grind it down a little bit more. Bear with me. Use this right here. Kind of get the little burrs, the hangovers off of it. There we go. And I also really need to use something that's got a wider open gap like this. Now this first one probably won't go very far because this is the first one, but it's setting that channel up for the next one to run down. And that one almost went across that spot there. Now this one, it went over halfway. And this one ought to take all of this out. I'm setting it just like this. I'm coming like that. Look at that. And this is where it takes strength. I am using my lathe a little bit. Sometimes I don't. But it's so thick, and you got to run one so far. And if I didn't want to run it just a little ways like this, see, right now, I could just sit here and do it like this and run it that far. So the further you got to go, the thicker you need that platform ground down. You need to grind it more heavy so more pressure building up before it breaks loose. back from this side. I didn't messed up myself right there. I didn't grind that edge down there and it crushed on me. Now I'm having a long way to come all the way across to get that out. I'm gonna use my legs. And there we go. Got this little bit right here, it's where it crushed. Right on the tip. Lots of times I run like a fluting flake to get those off on the end. I just come down this way if I want to make a real narrow tip, I do. Okay, there you go. I'm quitting this time. Have a bad habit of saying, y'all have a blessed day, I'm quitting, and then fire everything up and start back. Now, probably tomorrow, I might go ahead and do this one. But anyway, it's so thick, I just didn't see any reason doing it. I thought it was going to turn out thinner than it did, but it didn't.